If there are any questions, they are welcome.
Namaste everyone. Welcome to our gentle yoga. This type of gentle yoga is designed as a palliative yoga. Palliative yoga is primarily a preventive style, but it can have therapeutic effects also. It is designed for stress reduction and to increase the energy of communication in body systems, which stimulates better immune system and body's repair mechanism. One feels better and minor issues can get resolved. Yoga brings good health of mind and body, inner awareness, and a sense of cosmic connection. Regular discipline practice is key. So if you miss a day, please use the video recording on YouTube at Life in Yoga Rajan. Yoga is not a physical exercise and it's not a religious practice either. So people with any religious background can do this. Some points to remember. This type of gentle yoga can be done sitting on the chair or on the floor. But remember to keep your spine straight but not stiff at all times. And if you need, support your back. Do these practices gently, smoothly, and without jerks. Slower is better. Visualize the part of the body being exercised for maximum benefit. Follow instructions to avoid adverse reactions. There should be no strain, and you should do it within your capacity. Make sure the breathing is slow and smooth. If anything causes pain or discomfort, please stop immediately, avoid the practice, and seek clarification. If you have any questions regarding personal problem, please send an email to the email addresses provided in the reminder email. And remember, liability is entirely yours. Thank you.
Namaste, everyone. So as usual, we begin with the 3 Oms. So let's take a deep breath in. Are there any questions before we go to the Yoga Sutras?
I have a question.
Go ahead.
So while doing the Bij Mantra, Om, Vam, Lam, Sham, I tend to yawn a lot without reason. I mean, otherwise I don't yawn anyway. Not that I'm tired or anything, but I tend to yawn. By yawning, anything I should be concerned?
No, nothing to be concerned.
Okay.
So all of these are reactions of, how the nadis need to be cleared out.
Okay, good.
Perfectly okay, Atul.
Thank you, thank you.
Okay. Okay. So let's go back to the Yoga Sutras if there are no other questions. Yesterday we went all the way from I believe the 10th sutra of the second chapter down to the 29th one. We covered a lot, right? So yes, from the 10th we went all the way to 29 is where we came. So let's go back and do a recap of chapter 2, how far we have come. Okay. So in chapter 2, if you recall, the point that Patanjali begins with is that this body is an instrument who, by the process of what he calls as Kriya Yoga or Yoga of Actions. And what are the key elements of the Yoga of Action? Tapas, Swadhyaya, and Ishvara Pranidhana. What do they mean? Tapas is the burning of the unwanted stuff within you, or what unwanted is not the right word. We should say burning of the programs within us. Okay? So we are all program beings. Once the programs are all dissipated, then our system becomes more purified. So second is seeking to know. That is what Swadhyaya is all about. Actually, it's more than seeking to know. It is to reflect on your questions and thoughts and all of that. Why, all of those. And then the third element is letting go, surrender to God, Ishvara Pranidhana. When you work with this, what are you doing in effect? In effect, you're living life as a pure observer. This is what he had told us in chapter 1. And the point that he is again making over here is, even though you're doing all of this, the programs that are inside you are programs that need to work their way out. That is how you get liberated. So he goes on to explain after this the distinction between the programs of first creation and then how the programs increase as a result of your reactions. So the programs of the first creation. By the way, this is unique to the Yoga Sutras among all other elements, where it explains with a high degree of clarity, where you were created in the first place by God. And after that, you get into the cycle of the karmas by your own reactivity. In many systems, they sidestep the issue of, what was the first, why did the first birth take place? Okay. So in many philosophical systems, that is skirted around. And it is as if you're the cause of what you are all about. No, the beginning cause is you were created by the cosmic program that God unleashed. Okay. So with that understanding, Patanjali is very clear in separating two kinds of programs. The programs called kleshas are the initial programs, and the karmas are what you create by your own reactivity. And then he goes on to talk about a lot of these things. That is, the moment you do dhyana, he talks about how your reactivity is what propagates, but he says the moment you do dhyana, then in which case the mind stills, and then in which case none of these programs have any effect on you, blanking out of the mind, right? And then he goes on to explain how this idea of reactivity propagating misery, and wise people understand that anytime you react to miserable situations, you're only propagating more of the situations because of your reactivity. And then he goes on to explain about this element about how a person who is even a highly learned scholar can fall victim because of the sense of this me as the doer. I beget what effort I put in. So a lot of people have this thinking, if I put the effort, I deserve the reward, right? So the thing is basically, that's not how the cosmos works. In the cosmos, your work that you're tailored for is what you do. For you to think, I'm the person who is doing it, instead of thinking, hey, the work is presented in front of me. I'm just the incidental instrument who needs to just get the work done. So we need to look at it from that perspective. Then in which case it doesn't affect you at all. So this is how Patanjali has explained in the second chapter. And then, of course, the next he says is to reach the once you the intelligence, or what you'll call is the discriminative knowledge, comes into you. Hey, I shouldn't react, and I should be a person who just lets be a pure observer of things that don't concern me. As you work through that, then in which case that leads you to the state of Kaivalya. Kaivalya is the term. I believe that was in, let's look at over here. I believe that was in Sutra number 25, right? Yeah. It reaches to the state of Kaivalya. And so and then from there, he goes on to explain that this coming of this intelligence, or this discriminative knowledge to reach that Kaivalya is through the eightfold. You need to cross 7 boundaries. That is effectively, he talks about in Sutra number 29, the famous Ashtanga Yoga that many of you would have heard about in from various sources related to yoga. Now, I want to spend a little bit of time, because this is the first time he uses the word Kaivalya. You have a question, Rita? Yeah, unmute and ask.
Is it possible to go from 22, please?
Sure, we can. No problem. But I do want to explain what Kaivalya is, and I'll come back and we'll begin from 22 again. Okay? So the concept of Kaivalya, many of you know from the Indian languages, the idea of Keval or Kaivalya. Kaivalya is the state of being alone and detached. That is the state of Kaivalya. When you're alone and detached, you're free. So the Kaivalya is often considered a synonym for a moksha or liberation. But the thing is, you see, a synonym is not a good word for it. Every root word, connotes a certain flavor to it that cannot be captured by another word that tries to describe it. Okay, so the nature of Kaivalya is that of you're unaffected by everything, you're completely free, you're liberated. And the concept of, the normal concept of liberation is, oh, you got rid of the responsibility, so you feel liberated, right? So Kaivalya is not that kind of thing. The Kaivalya is the state where, because you're affected by nothing, you're liberated, right? So now let's go back to Sutra number 22, and we will resume from there again. So here we go. Okay, so Sutra number 22. Okay. Let's go back and look at the sequence from Sutra number 21. Remember, Yoga Sutra has to be understood in terms of the sequence of the flow of thoughts here. So in the earlier sutras before, immediately preceding Sutra number 22, Patanjali is talking about how you can be a pure observer, just being a pure seer without judging anything. Without getting to the point where you're reacting to things. And then after he explains that, he's trying to explain, hey, common people cannot do that. But it is very interesting. In our other yoga session, which happens 3 hours earlier, in that yoga session, I had an 85-year-old gentleman who basically asked, when we do our meditation, we say, I let go of all ideas and concepts and care about nothing. So he said, how can I let go? I have a wife, I have children, grandchildren, and I have a house, I have so many things. How can I let go? So the thing is, you see, what happens is, even though he's 85 years old, he owns a few, some property, rental property and things like that. And he is always, dealing with those things and all of that. And so in his mind, he feels he cannot let go even for a moment. So I told him, why can't you let go for a moment, or at least while you're in meditation? And it is a very difficult thing, because what happens is, why is it difficult? Because the normal perception is the effort you put in makes you who you are and what you get back. And you're the person who controls and does things. You're the one who determines your destiny. And that is the common way of thinking. And so what the Sutra number 22 is saying, whatever you do, the intent of whatever you do, Kritartham means the purpose of the action, Prati means towards. So towards any action, you have the purpose of action, you have the thought that it could be Nashtam means loss, or Anashtam. Anashtam means, having profit, and Tad means that, Anya is different, Sadharanatvat means ordinarily. So ordinarily, the different view is, whatever you do, you have an attitude towards it, that this is going to yield something useful or not useful for me, profit or not profitable for me, and that's what governs your effort going into it. And why is this that happens? That is explained in Sutra number 23, which I just explained actually in different words. Swaswami Shaktyoho Swarupa Upalabdhi Hetu Sayoga. Sanyogaha means association, and the Upalabdhi Hetu means, Upalabdhi is what you gain or what you get, what you beget. Hetu is the cause. So what is the cause of you associating with this kind of a nature? What I do is based upon my sense of profitability or not, is because of the sense that I am the controller of my energies. And so Swa Swami Shaktyoho. Swa, mind, Swami, I am the controller of Shaktyoho, all the energies that I use. And as a result of it, Swarupa Upalabdhi, in the form in which you beget what you get from expending that energy, that as the cause, that is the cause that you associate with. And that's why you think in terms of what is said in Sutra number 22, that whatever I do, you have an attitude whether it is going to be profitable or not, and that is the normal way in which people react. Now, Sutra number 24 to 29 is a slightly, but it goes into a little bit more of this thing, but then there is continuity from 23. So from 22 to 23, why do people normally behave like that? Thinking, what I put in is what I deserve and all of that. Tasya hetu avidya. Tasya, of that, the cause for that, hetu is cause, is avidya means lack of understanding what is the nature of existence. Tat abhav, tat abhavat, tat is in this case, is referring to the sense of me, the controller of what I beget. So tat, that, abhavat, not having that attitude, abhavat, not being present, that not being present. Sanyoga abhavo, that association being absent. Hana tadrishehe kaivalyam. Hana tadrishe. Tadrishe means that kind of a sight or an approach. Drishe means to see or sight, or that kind of an approach you can think of. Hanam is to oppose. When you oppose that kind of a view of I beget what I put in kind of thing, that is the state when you become free, kaivalya. You're no longer associating what you do with what you beget, right? So then he goes on to say, Sutra number 26. Now, why does that happen? And that happens, he has already told you. You have, dissociated that association with me as the doer. But that happens because of viveka khyati. Viveka khyati, viveka means discriminative knowledge or discriminative understanding. You can call it wisdom. And that wisdom coming, because of the wisdom coming in, which means the avidya goes away, what happens is avilaplava hana upaya. Avilaplava means non-reactive. Okay, non-reactive, and the hana, that is what is non-reactive, becomes the solution for you to reach that state of kaivalya. And sutra number 27 and 28 are simply now, remember, Patanjali Muni, as I told you in chapter 1, he gave the executive overview. It's the introductory overview. Now in chapter 2 and 3, he is giving step-by-step guidance to the seeker as to how to understand and how to go about yoga so that you become self-realized, right? So in sutra number 27 and 28, after explaining the concepts, now he is going to embark on the systematic approach to how you deal with yoga. So how you attain kaivalya. So to reach the state of kaivalya, tasya, of that, saptadha pranta bhumihi prajna. You have sevenfold boundaries to cross before you reach the state of intuitive awareness or prajna. Yoga anga anushtanad ashuddhi chaye jnana deeptihi aviveka khyate. So how do you get prajna and how do you reach kaivalyam? It is because of you, because of how you cross the seven, this thing is because by doing the different segments of yoga. Yoga anga means parts, so working with different parts of yoga. Anushtana is to work with them, the program with the multiple parts of the yoga's program. It results in wearing away of all the impurities in you. That is what is ashuddhi chaye. And from that comes as he said, the prajna that begins to come. The prajna is the intuitive awareness. That intuitive awareness, what does it lead you to? Jnana deepti. Jnana deepti means enlightenment that comes from there. And that enlightenment comes because of the wisdom that has dawned on you, aviveka khyate, because of the wisdom. So then in sutra number 29, he's explaining to us what are the 8 elements of yoga: yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, dhyana, samadhaya, ashtau angani. The samadhi, the dhayaha in the end, is really the case ending for the plural of all the previous 7 that comes in. Okay, so he's basically saying the 8 parts of yoga are yama, niyama, asana, pranayama, pratyahara, dharana, and dhyana. So now, and samadhi. So now let me kind of give you one word of what each one of these mean. And then you will see how Patanjali defines them in a much more wider context. But it is very important to see what in one word, what it means. Then when you see Patanjali explain it in a more detailed way, you will understand. Yama means a person who is true to their conscience. So in other words, a person who is discriminating. So true to their conscience is the right word. Niyama means a person having regularity. But what is the meaning of regularity? The key element of regularity means each one of us being programmed entity, we have a biorhythm within us. We go to sleep at one time, we wake up another time, we feel hungry at certain times of the day, we engage in different kinds of activities during different times of the day. So all of these things, that regularity is extremely important. And because of this, people who are, shift workers, where for a few weeks they're working night shifts and rather a day shift kind of thing. These people, for them to experience the higher yoga is very, very difficult because of the rhythm that within you is not constant all the time. The neuroplasticity is affected to lead you to a higher level of awareness. Asana refers to the postures or the alignment of the body. Pranayama refers to the energetics of the body, often associated with breathing exercises. Pratyahara, actually, Pratyahara is a very interesting word. Prati means towards, ahara. In other words, what happens is ahara is normally you think of food outside, but the food within is the vibration. So in other words, Pratyahara refers to the practices that help to connect with the vibration within. Dharana, actually it's not dharana, it's dharana. Dharana is basically a point of focus or an intent. So without intent, nothing works. And then in other words, you have to be a seeker. Unless you seek, you will not find the answer. Dhyana is going into a state where the mind blanks out effectively. You're beyond the conscious, mindful thinking. And from there, the last step, of course, is samadhi, which has been already explained over here. In samadhi, the nature of samadhi is that the intuitive awareness has to blossom. If that step has not happened, you have not reached the state of samadhi, right? And these are the 8 elements of yoga. Okay. So having been through this, we are also out of time today. So what we will do is I kind of hurried through yesterday a little bit because what I wanted to do was I wanted you to get a sense of continuity of thought. So that's why we went through it kind of rapidly. So now that we have gone through this in a slow way, we will go and we will look at each element of these 8 parts of yoga, or the 8 limbs of yoga, as they say. So we will start with Yama or Sutra number 30 next time. So with that, we will stop over here and we can begin our chakra vibrations.
Thank you very much, Dr. Rajan.
Namaste, those of you who are leaving. Yes, okay.
Thank you.
So let's proceed. So bring your awareness. Is there anybody new in our practice today? Well, if you don't unmute yourself and say yes, I will assume there is nobody new. Okay, so there is nobody new. So we go on to focus on the perineum and press the little finger with the thumb and we do the mantra Lam over there. Take a deep breath in. Release the finger and continue. Now bring the awareness 1 inch above the perineum, behind the place where we urinate, the Swadhisthana chakra. And there we press the ring finger with the thumb and we do the mantra Vam over there. Take a deep breath in. Vam. Now bring the awareness behind the navel in the middle of the body. And there we do the mantra, Ram. Press the middle finger. Ram. Ram. Release your fingers and continue. Last time. Now bring the awareness in between the breasts in the middle of the body, and there we do the mantra Yam, and press the index finger with the thumb. Take a deep breath in. Yam. Yam. Yum. 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 Release the fingers and continue. Yum. Yum. Bring the awareness to the throat, and here we do the sound hum. Thumbs up mudra. Hum. Release your hands and continue. Now bring the awareness to the middle of the head, and here we do the sound sham, thumbs up mudra. Sham. Release the hands and continue. Bring the awareness right at the top of the head, on the scalp, in the middle of the top of the head, and here we do Om with the thumbs up mudra. Om. Om. Release the hand and continue. Now let's go on to the happy face breathing, the Ujjayi Pranayama. Those of you who know, please proceed. And those of you who need instruction, with your eyes closed, observe the throat, the hole within at the bottom of the mouth, and make a big smile as you focus at the throat and feel the slight stretch of the throat. Focusing on the stretch, inhale and exhale slowly, and feel like the air is rubbing along the throat as it goes in and comes out. It'll feel like a sucking sensation. Continue. Okay, now we go on to the respiratory mantra. Bring your awareness in the middle of the body behind the sternum. From there, feel a line going out to the top of the head and visualize along that line, it's vibrating and leaving the body. The mantra is Haim Em The vibration, Haim Em Feel that go. Haim Em Haim Em Haim Em Let it continue. Okay, now we go on to the spinal alignment. Okay.
Take a deep breath in. As you exhale, gently bring the ear down to the shoulder. Inhale and come back. Exhale and bring the other ear down to the shoulder. Inhale and come back. Continue. As we come back, exhale and look over one shoulder. Inhale and come back. Exhale and look over the other shoulder. Inhale and come back. And continue. As we come back, and with the next inhalation, take your head backwards. Exhale and bring the chin down to the chest. Inhale and head backwards. Exhale and chin down to the chest. And continue. As we come down, we'll do the 360-degree neck rotations. Inhale for half a circle. And exhale the other half. And continue in the same direction. As we come back to the center, let's switch directions. Inhale for half a circle. And exhale the other half. And continue. Relax as you come back. We'll now move to the next exercise and alternate our shoulders. Inhale and lift up one shoulder. Exhale, rotate and bring it back down. Inhale and lift up the other shoulder. Exhale, rotate and bring it back down. And continue. Relax as you come back. We'll now move to the hand exercises. Stretch your hands and keep them straight. As you inhale, open out your palms and keep them perpendicular to the forearm. As you exhale, thumbs in and fists down. Inhale, exhale, and continue. As we exhale and bring our fists down, we'll do the fist rotations. Inhale for half a circle and exhale the other half and continue. As you come back to the center, let's switch directions. Inhale for half a circle and exhale the other half and continue. Relax as you come back. To the next exercise, let's bring our elbows in line with the shoulders. Open out your palms and move your wrists up and down as you inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Continue. As you come back down, let's switch directions. Inhale and exhale and continue. Relax as you come back. For the next exercise, let's interlock our hands and place them behind the head. Make sure your elbows are at 180 degrees and the head is straight. As you exhale, turn to one side. Inhale and come back. Exhale and turn the other side. Inhale and come back. And continue. Relax as you come back. For the next exercise, let's get our elbows above the head. As you exhale, pull on one elbow. Inhale and come back. Exhale and pull on the other elbow. Inhale and come back. And continue. Feel the stretch along your shoulder blades as you do this. Relax as you come back. For the next exercise, let's get our elbows behind the back. As you exhale, turn to one side. Inhale and come back. Exhale and turn the other side. Inhale and come back. And continue. Relax as you come back. For the next exercise, let's get our hands on either side of the spine. As you inhale, push back on one side, making a backward arch. Exhale and come back. Inhale and push on the other side. Exhale and come back. Continue. Relax as you come back. We'll now do both our shoulders together. Inhale and lift up both your shoulders. Exhale, push back, rotate, and bring it back down. Inhale and exhale. And continue. Relax as you come back. For the next exercise, let's cross one leg over the other and hold the knee with your interlocked hand. Exhale and bring up the leg and turn to the same direction as the leg you're holding. Inhale and release. Exhale, pull and turn. Inhale and release. And continue. Feel the stretch along your thighs as you do this. As you come back, we'll switch to the other leg. Exhale, pull and turn. Inhale and release. And continue. Relax as you come back. We'll now move to the cycling exercise and do 5 counts on each leg. Inhale and bring up the leg. Exhale and stretch it out in a cycling motion. 2, 3, 4, and 5. Switch to the other leg. 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Relax as you come back. We'll now do a minute of Anulom Vilom or the alternate nostril breathing and then move to Basrika Pranayama. So for the alternate nostril breathing, we exhale and inhale through the same nostril. So if you begin your first inhalation with the left nostril, you exhale and inhale through the right nostril. Close your right nostril. Exhale and inhale through the left nostril. Close your left nostril. Alternate and continue. As you complete the breath, we'll move to Basrika Pranayama. So there's two ways of doing Basrika Pranayama. One way is to place our hands over the abdominal area. As you deeply inhale, the abdominal area, the chest and the shoulder expands. And as you exhale, the shoulder, chest, and the abdominal area contract. The other way of doing this is to place our hands close to the body, loose fists. As we deeply inhale and push back, the shoulder, chest, and the abdominal area expand. And as we exhale, close our fists and bring our hands down. The shoulder, chest, and the abdominal area contract. We'll do this to a count of 20 and do this keeping our eyes closed. For the first round, I'll keep count of both the inhalation and the exhalation. And for the second, I'll keep count of the inhalation. And please follow through on the exhalation at your own pace. The exhalation is a little longer than the inhalation. And as we do this, please visualize the vitality of the breath as we inhale and exhale. If you're ready, inhale, exhale. 2, exhale. 3, exhale. 4, exhale. 5, exhale. 6, exhale. 7, exhale. 8, exhale. 9, exhale. 10, exhale. 11, exhale. 12, exhale. 13, exhale. 14. Exhale. 15. Exhale. 16. Exhale. 17. Exhale. 18. Exhale. 19. Exhale. 20. And exhale. Keep your eyes closed. Relax. Observe any sensations in the head and also as they gently dissipate. As the sensations subside from the head, we'll move to the next round and do a count of 10. I'll keep track of the inhalation. You ready? Inhale. Two. Three. 4. 5. 6. 7. 8. 9, 10. Keep your eyes closed. Relax. Observe any sensations within.
Keeping your eyes closed, as your sensations are dissipating, we'll go into meditation. Sit comfortably if you need. Support your back. Tell yourself, I give up all ideas and concepts, and I care about nothing. If you have a personal mantra, chant that personal mantra in your mind, or else you can focus on the Om I would be playing. Use whatever mudra works for you. Keeping your eyes closed, affirm to yourself, may I be guided to fulfill the purpose for which I was born. Bring both your palms 6 inches in front of your face. And as you open your palm, as you open your eyes, look directly into the palm of your hands. Thank you, everyone. Namaste. See you tomorrow.
Namaste.
Namaste. Thank you.
Thank you, Himlata ji.